Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. Today is another monthly musings. It is another monthly wrap up, and we're going to talk about all the things. Decks I used, a little bit of my journal, one book that I read, and anything else that I want to share personally with you guys that happened for me in the month of November. The time you're watching this, it is December. I think the first Monday in December, but I am filming this right before Thanksgiving, and I am doing this a little bit early because I really want to spend full-blown quality time with my son while he is home. I get to get him in a day, I think, and he is home for 5 days, 6 days, something like that. And he's spending longer times at college now, less time at home. So I'm going months or a couple months at a time without seeing him. And I really want to devote all my attention to him. So I'm filming this a little bit early. So who here decorated for Christmas in the month of November? I want to know. Put your hands up. Show me in the comments below who did it. This is the earliest I have ever decorated. I usually decorate, I start decorating usually the week of Thanksgiving, and then I finish up the weekend after and into the beginning of December. But I needed something. I needed something to not only pull me up out of the heaviness that I was feeling, but to also take a few things off my plate, because this month my plate was full. It was so full, stuff was spilling out the sides and onto the table. So what I did to alleviate a little bit of pressure off of me is every week I decorated a different section of my home. If you happen to be on my Instagram at the beginning of the month of November, I showed my kitchen where I said I watched too many Hallmark Christmas movies, and I decorated all my cupboards with those big giant bows and everything on it. It was in my stories, so I don't think you can see that anymore. But I never decorate my kitchen, and I even did that, and I really enjoy being in the kitchen because I don't like to cook. I'm not one of those people that likes to cook, but I did it and I love it. And the last thing that has to be done is decorating our front porch and putting up the tree. And my husband and son is in charge of that, including the tree. I've turned the entire Christmas tree decorating over to them. I kind of micromanage a little bit, but I turned the majority of it over to them, and they will be doing it this week. So then Christmas will be full blown in our house. And I decorated my mom's. My husband and I went over. She can't do it any longer, so we put her Christmas decorations up for her just a couple days ago. So she gets to enjoy the Christmas lights also. So yeah, like I mentioned, this month was the energy was really heavy, and I'd really like to know if others felt that, because I had to step away from things. I had to step away from some things on social media. I had to step away from news. I didn't watch it. I would watch our local, check the weather, and then I was done. I just needed away from all of that, which is what brought me to the theme for my practice in the month of November, which was focused on gratitude and focusing on the kindness of people, because people are good, that people are inherently kind, and you don't see that much about that on news programs, and you don't see that much sometimes even on social media. So there's a lot of focus on the negative, and I needed away from that. So I focused on kindness, and I focused on gratitude this month. And that's what was the driving point of creating these pages. Believe in human kindness. Kindness is contagious, but the spark has to start somewhere. Why don't we start here, and why don't we start now? And I like to pay it forward. I like to do things for others if I can. And that's where my focus was in the month of November. And like I said, where my practice focused around. And speaking of my practice, We are 1 month, at the time I'm filming this, we are 1 month away from Omen days. If you don't know what I'm talking about in Omen days, back in my October monthly musings, I talked all about my Discord channel and that I was going to be hosting or wanting people to join me in Omen days. That is what I do here and have done now for the past, 3-4 years in my practice to predict my year ahead. And it stems from a Celtic tradition. I created the Omen Days channel and I linked a blog post all about where Omen Days originated and the Celtic tradition behind it. So please, if you're on that Discord, to go check out that channel and that blog post. And if you are interested or thinking, what is she even talking about in regards to Omen Days, I'm going to link the Discord channel in the description box below. So it'll be available for 7 days. This is where you divine nature, you can pull cards or whatever else you want to bring in to predict what's coming up in the year ahead. So predict what's coming in 2025. I thoroughly enjoy it and I hope we have several people participating in it. Starting December 26th, runs to January 6th. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to show you too much in my journal today. I'm going to show you these 2 pages here. And then I've been sticking to this format here. I have my omens. This is what I predicted last year from my omens that I observed and cards in that I pulled. And then I have how that played out written out and tucked in my little envelope here with my little king bird. And then my card of the year and the universal energy. And I've marked off what I feel has been the most prominent. This walk away in order to gain strength, that was me walking away from like the social media, the news and that sort of thing. It was a busy month. I definitely had to mark the fast pace, repetitive negative thoughts. I wanted to move away from that, which is hence the gratitude theme. Transforming foundations, security, and I definitely need to rest. I am taking some downtime in the month of December where I'm not doing readings for anybody else but me, focusing on me, and I'm going to focus on my year ahead because I don't know about anybody else, but I am in the mindset of coming up in 2025, what my practice is going to be in 2025, what I want to do in 2025. I'm already thinking about wrapping up this year and moving into the new year. So I'll do a whole entire video on that in the month of December about my practice and things that are staying, things that I'm adding, maybe things that are going, and journals and that kind of thing that I'll be doing. So watch for that coming up for the end of December. So let's talk about decks, books, readings, and all that other good stuff that I did in the month of November. So if you happen to watch my Decks of Descent video, that the VR that I did to Christy at Green Eyed Tarot, if you haven't checked that out, I just did it a couple weeks ago. Check out that video and be sure to go check out Christy's channel. She has a great channel, and watch her video. But I talked about reading some books during the darker half of the year, and this is one of them: Spirit Seers and Seances, Victorian Spiritualism, Magic, and the Supernatural by Steele Alexandra Dowris, however you say their last name. I don't have anything negative to say about the book. It was just okay. I had a hard time keeping interest in reading the book. I am getting ready to, where am I at in here? I haven't finished it yet, but I don't think my opinion is going to change much. I'm getting ready to start chapter 7 here, Fairies, Flowers, and Folklore. And then the whole big part of it is the bibliography and the glossary at the end. So I don't really have that much left to the book. It was just okay for me. It didn't, like I said, it didn't hold my interest. I found myself kind of forcing myself to read. So basically, they talk about the spiritualist of the Victorian era and maybe what they were famous for. That's basically what it is. Gives you some definitions, like this is about spirit photographs, then some famous things that happened in regards to that and the people that were involved with it, and then like a try it yourself section. That's what each one of these things are. And yeah, it was okay. Like I said, it wasn't anything that really held my interest for a long period of time. And like I said, I just felt myself being forced to read. And I do want to read those last few sections, but it was an okay book. I mean, if this is the thing that you like, then I would recommend it for that. But I can't say really much more than that. I do know, because I saw it on her community tab, I don't know if it's just for her members or it's for anybody to discuss. I'm not exactly sure, but on Ivy the Occultist, which that's not her channel name now, it's Ivy something, but that was her original channel name. I think they're going to read this book in the month of December. So sorry if I shook the camera there, but so I don't know, like I said, if this is a group thing, just her member thing or whatever. So if you're interested in this book, I think they're going to read that then. And hey, while we're speaking of Ivy's channel, she had this video on her channel that I found very interesting. I did a little thing about it on my Discord, but I don't know how many people there do witchy type things anyway, but she talked about communing with your house spirit. And I really enjoyed that video that she did. And then there was two other people, and I can't remember their names or their channel names, that also participated in that with her. So check out her channel, Ivy the Occultist. I'm going to say it's Ivy Corvus now. She's just changed the channel to her name. And it's called Working with Your House Spirit, I think, that I found kind of interesting. And I think I'm going to maybe explore doing that in December. I've worked with Spirit of Place before, mostly just in general, not necessarily a house spirit. So I'd like to try that out and maybe see what I get from it, see how it goes, do a few readings surrounding that. If I get a chance to do it, I'll make sure I talk about it in my December musings. But yeah, check that out. And while we're on the subject of YouTube, the other video that I really thoroughly enjoyed was on Kelly Maddox's channel. And it was about, oh shoot, I can't remember the exact title. It was about working with boxes or boxes in your magical practice or something along those lines. I enjoyed that because many years ago, I used to have an intention box. Many, I'm talking way back at the beginning of my practice magical things. So you're talking 18 plus years ago, I think. I had a box specifically for intention work. And I would write out my intentions and everything and fold them up, tuck them away in my intention box for them to grow and thrive and that sort of thing. And I'd never really heard anybody talking about an intention box or anything like that. But she talked about boxes in many different ways, like using it as a funeral box to kind of end something, like you're burying something, to grow something in, to protect something. It was a really interesting video. So definitely go check out her channel if you're into witchy type things, which I'm sure everybody has heard of Kellyanne Maddox. So, but that one I really thoroughly enjoyed this past month when I watched that. So let's get into the decks, shall we? So 3 decks I used together, and if you happen to watch that video last week about my updated gratitude reading, I talk about how I use these 3 decks, but just in case you did not watch that, I'm going to talk about it very briefly here because I do have an entire video on it. And I really did enjoy how I use these 3 decks together. I think they speak beautifully together, and I like my updated gratitude reading rather than the big ritual that I did a year ago. I posted that in my community tab in case you didn't see it, of a gratitude reading that I did a whole ritual around, and then I updated it for this year. And these are the decks. So what I did was I took this deck, which is, did I even say while I was putting them out? This is the Spellcasting Oracle cards by Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Mecklejohn Free Hay House. This is the mass market edition of Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle by Terry Floss. This is the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce, also put out by Hay House. This is the mass market edition. So all these decks are readily available to you if you like them after I show them here. But anyway, I used my Spellcasting Oracle. I use this oracle a lot in intention workings and magical workings. And I just shuffled the deck up and I pulled however many cards for gratitude, where I needed to focus gratitude, areas that needed to be focused on in regards to gratitude. Instead of me mindfully picking the cards from the deck this time, I let Spirit, the divine, my guides tell me where I needed to have more gratitude. Then I came in with the Earthly Spirits deck, and this I shuffled and I asked, what energy do I need to have in regards to the gratitude of beauty? And so let's just say it was purposeful. That's the energy that I needed to bring in order to sit in gratitude in regards to beauty. And then I used the Wandering Star Tarot, and this told me how to integrate. So let's say it's lighten your load. The energy of gratitude that I needed to bring to lighten your load is rejoice. So instead of feeling like I constantly need to be busy, to celebrate those times when I don't have that much to do, to make more out of those times when I don't have that much to do. And then we'll say that the Hierophant would be the how to embrace that energy of rejoice in regard to lighten your load. And maybe that's about evaluating my traditions, evaluating what I'm used to doing, what I believe that I have to do, and not feeling like if my plate's not over full, that I'm not being successful, that sort of thing. I loved the gratitude reading that came out for me. Not only the one that came out on camera, but the one I did for myself also. It was very eye-opening and very insightful, gave me a lot of things to really think about in regards to how I look at some things in my life, and how the areas that I really need to think about sitting in gratitude for in regards to my life too. And then the tool, the tarot, how to embrace that. So I really do enjoy that reading. Like I said, that video just went up last week where I explain how to do it. And these 3 decks are, I mean, these 2 decks look like they were almost birthed by the same person with the way the colors in that match. And then I just think this was a perfect way to keep up with that color scheme, because this deck is very colorful, and I really do enjoy that about this deck. I cannot say enough fantastic things about this Wandering Star Tarot, and I'm going to be coming out with a video about my top decks for 2024, and this one is in there. So I'm trying not to gush about this too much, because I want to ramble on about it in that video. But these 3 decks together were perfection. Another reading that I did for myself came from the Story Oracle and using the Supernova Tarot together. I just wanted to find a reason to use this Supernova Tarot because I just think it's so cool, and I really do love it. I think these two decks worked very well together, and they look great together too. These images are very simple in the Story Oracle. That, I don't know why that is a tongue twister for me, but I feel like the Supernova Tarot is kind of on the, I don't want to say minimalism, because that's not true either, but it's very, I don't know if it's because of the big white borders around it that gives me that minimalistic feeling in regards to these images, because it's not. So I'm not expressing myself the way that I want to. But anyway, the minimalism worked great together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. What I did was a story reading, and I pulled a card from the Story Oracle of what was my story for 2024. And let's just say it was a high drama. So then I pulled 3 cards. Let me move over just a smidgen. So then I pulled 3 cards from the Supernova Tarot. And this was, so the story of 2024, whatever the energy of 2024 was, this was the lesson that came along with this. Then the next card was the blessing that came along to that story. And then the third card would represent the things that I still haven't processed in regards to the story. So that was eye-opening in itself. And then in the row right below it, I pulled another Story Oracle card. And then I pulled 3 more cards for the Supernova. So this is my story for 2025. And then the next card was the obstacle that I'd be facing in 2025. And then what I'm going to learn in regards to that obstacle. And then the final card is how this story is going to help me grow. So I really enjoyed that reading, and I'm in that headspace of looking ahead and wrapping up the year, and what still isn't processed. And I start this now, and I usually work through all those things in the month of December. And sometimes I'm behind on doing those readings because I have so many readings for others in the month of December that I do. But I decided to take a good chunk of December off and give me a chance to like really focus on me and what I need, and what I need to still process and that sort of thing. So these 2 decks really are another beautiful match, and I enjoyed doing that story reading with them. A final pairing that I did in the month of November was guidance for clients, and I used Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler Oracle, pairing it with, again, the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce. Oh my gosh, these are another 2 decks that work so beautifully together. And in my private group for them, I focused on gratitude there also. And I used the Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler Oracle as the theme that we needed to have, or find a way to have gratitude for that week. And then I would supplement with the Wandering Star Tarot to bring in the additional information in regards to that. And I'm going to show you how I did those readings. So I started with the oracle, the Sacred Traveler Oracle. And this is our theme of gratitude. So it's clear the past, heal the present. How can you sit in gratitude for those things that you've been through in your past that may have been painful, and you may have a difficult time in moving forward from them? So this was the area that needed to be focused on. And then I would pull 2 cards from the Wandering Star Tarot that would be your advice to this theme. Once you realize that what you went through is not who you are, it was just a portion of your life that you went through, but it gave you different perspectives on whatever the situation was that you were moving through, and is giving you a chance to grow, to move past, to expand beyond that pain. And while that pain may still be raw or present, to understand the lesson behind it or what you learned from it, you will then be able to grow and use that in the future as a stepping stone for you to maybe not repeat that experience. And then the next cards that I would pull were what is being overlooked in regards to having gratitude for clearing and healing, clearing the past to heal the present. And it was the Devil and the Hangman. So you're overlooking possibly the repetitive cycles, the things that have been unhealthy for you from the beginning that maybe put you in the situation that you were in. You're getting yourself stuck in those cycles instead of growing through those cycles and moving beyond those cycles. And then the final 2 cards that were pulled were what needs recognized about clearing the past to heal the present. And by regaining balance in your life, moving past the repetitive cycles, getting unstuck and regaining some semblance of balance in your life, you are able to step into the truth through that aha moment, through that awakening, the acceptance of what happened. You're able to step into the truth of that and heal that past so you can continue to grow. So that's how that went. This was the theme with the advice to that theme, what you're overlooking, and what needs recognized in regards to that theme. And I did that every week for them. I enjoyed the way the messages presented themselves and the cards that came out. And these 2 decks work beautifully together also. Like I said, this Wandering Star, I could sit here and be babbling on extensively about this deck because I really, really enjoy working with it and enjoy the readings that I'm getting from it. They are just fabulous, and I love the coloring. Okay, I'm like I said, I'm going to talk about this deck in my 2024 top decks. So I don't want to continue going on about that. I think that is it as far as decks that I used in the month of November. I think that is all I have to share with you. Tell me below what you used in the month of November. Did I say November or did I mistakenly say December? I guess I'll find out during editing. Do you do a gratitude practice? Have you ever done gratitude practice using cards or that sort of thing? Share that with me in the comments below. Don't forget, if you want to do Omen Days, to join the Discord. It's very quiet over there right now. I'm hoping that that changes as I have more time to devote to it and everything. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. And if you enjoy the video, please thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. Continuing to try to grow this channel. And until I see you next time, bye.